Hello, friends. Welcome to yet another episode of Post Talk. And today we have wonderful Karima. She's joining in from France. Welcome, Karima.
Welcome and welcome to the audience, basically, online audience.
Absolutely. So, Catuscia is her mentor who has introduced me to Karima. And Karima is doing PhD under her. She's a student in AI and she's also a mindset development coach. So now I will request Karima to introduce herself.
Thank you, Monica. So basically, Karima Maklouf, I am actually from Tunisia. So I study today here as a PhD student, as you said, in France, Paris, École Polytechnique, and also as we discussed before, so I am also at the same, so my PhD is about ethical consideration in artificial intelligence. So it's mainly about, privacy and fairness in machine learning and artificial intelligence. So this is my PhD. And regarding the, let's say, mindset development, this is what I do as a coach today. So it's another, let's say, profession of me. So so this is what is, let's say, the relation between these two, let's say, main things in my life today, basically.
Wonderful, wonderful. It is so wonderful because I was also wondering that now it is so important to have that kind of ethics in technology. And AI is like a revolution which is taking everybody by storm. And because it has become so easy now for those apps to be like you can use those apps so easily that anybody and everybody is using in their own way. And that is coming to be very scary sometimes. So yeah,
Absolutely.
good that you are able to now have some policing over something like that so that we have some ethics in technology also.
Very
so thank
important.
you for what you're doing.
Like, like at some point today already there are some like big companies who already started taking into account, these ethical considerations. But I'm sure now, like, at some point, and it's very soon, it will be like mandatory, this is like kind of, ISO standard, stamp. It will
Yes.
become like whether your, let's say, your application, as you said, or your system is really, are you sure about, some discrimination? Because here, when we talk about fairness, it's important here to make sure that these systems that, as you said, they are everywhere, in our lives today, are they really doing the things, in the correct way? Or okay, so they can be very useful. They can help us in doing a lot of things, simplifying our lives. This is great, and we never say the opposite. But at the same time, are there some guarantees about our privacy, our information, that they are now like in the hands of these companies? Today,
Absolutely.
as you know, today these systems, these intelligent systems, like somehow they know more about ourselves, and this is, as you say, it's good, but it's a bit scary. So so to me, we need to be like aware about these, let's say, we call it the black side, let's say, of AI. So that's why, like, I'm talking a bit in this sense. I'm very passionate about this field, because to me, it's not only just doing this PhD and having this certificate. It's about doing really something that I believe and I hope would be beneficial for society, So this is the goal, basically.
Absolutely. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you so much. So now, since you are here now as a PhD student, but I know there is a story behind that. And let us start with the first thing, which is your professional career. How did you start on your professional career so that we get some insights into your life?
This is like, this is important to know, because, like, my let's say my way or my path in study is a bit like not the typical one, let's say, because basically I had to pause in some time in my life and then to come back to studies. So like quickly, I have an engineering degree that I got like in 2006. Basically, it has been a while. Then I had a master's degree. Then I stopped my studies, it was really back to that time a choice, because I had to raise my families. Let's say I got, two wonderful kids. And I said, Karima, okay, like at some point, let's pause a bit. And I never really regretted that, because my kids at some point, because actually also, as you know, like I live abroad, so I have no family around to help and all of this stuff. So I needed to just do this pause, where also after a while I started, like, let's say, helping my husband financially. I started a job, and I was teaching as a university teacher for 10 years, where I was like kind of just teaching courses, and I was not doing research. Like I was just, teaching courses, as you know. One day, after a big event, which was a bit painful for me, where I got fired, basically, in a very, let's say, unfair, in a sense. This is what my way of seeing things, but like it was imposed here, just to answer, because it's important to know, like, whether like we made the choices or it has been imposed, because
Yes.
actually, yeah. So I have no idea whether, like, if I still have the job, whether I had this, let's say, courage now to go back to school. But I'm like, honestly, Monica, I'm very happy, and I have zero regret, and I'm even grateful for being fired, let's say. It's a quite, yeah.
Yes, actually, when we look back sometimes and we know that something's happened with us, at that time we feel very bad. But when we look back, we think, okay, thank you so much that it happened.
Absolutely. Today, I'm very grateful, because, like, I was not really evolving as I wish. I was doing, like, repeating, giving these courses, and, like, at some point, okay, what's next, And after this event, which was, back to that time, as I told you, very painful. Why? Because I thought, Monica, that I have nothing today to do in my life. It was impossible to go back. Like, I don't know, what should I do? I never did something else in my life, like, even with my engineering degree, like, going back to industry, it was a bit, not an option for me. And I know, like, in the bottom of my heart, that I love teaching, And I know also, with that, it needs a PhD, because, okay, I started teaching with a master's degree, but, like, it was 2009. Now it's like no option, or now you need to have your PhD. And the nice thing is that before I didn't think about it, I was okay, I'm done with studies, so I'm good. But once I got the news, my husband was asking me, oh, so now what do you want to do? So it was directly this, okay, now I want to go back to school, And it was, to be honest with you, it was very, 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 like, tough decision, because I was like 10 years away from what is going on in this field of technology. I didn't mention I was always doing computer science, and even my master's degree is in information technology. So it was always in this, field, which is really emerging and changing every day.
Absolutely, every day.
So imagine, I was in my head, like, impossible, like, no, like, this is impossible. This is what all of these voices were telling me. But and this is, like, to me, it's like, I'm very grateful now for me, let's say, that I was, although the presence of all of these voices and, these bad thoughts, these bad feelings, bad emotions,
Absolutely.
I was at the same time starting, my notebook, my computer. Okay, now with what I have today, what should I do? So I just started doing, actually, this is very important information, because I already contacted Catuscia, my lovely supervisor, before even starting my PhD officially with her. Like, actually, my husband contacted her because he knows her in one of his, he's also he has a PhD. And then, we just asked her whether is it possible to have me like, in 2 years. And I was like, you have no idea. She saved me from I don't know, depression or whatever. But I didn't start till let's say, I educated myself, like, by myself. I was doing research and, studying things from the beginning, like,
amazing,
like a little dot kid
That is
doing
what we are going to ask you in the next question, Karima, that what was that pause all about? In that pause, what did you do? That is what is that you really went all out, because there was a 10 years of gap in your study. So the pause is not about that you stopped working, as usually people are coming up on the show and they are telling that pause is about when their career stopped. So for you, it was not a kind of a where you stopped working. That was not. The pause was your study pause, that you had been not studying for so long and you wanted to come back to study. So please tell us about the first pause that you took for your children, and then later, how did you convert that pause into something more purposeful?
Exactly. So thank you for the question. Very interesting. And I guess it's very useful for mothers in particular to know that, because as you said, this pause was like at the same time I was dealing with kids. So dealing with my children, and, to me, and I believe all mothers, agree on that. It's by itself a job, a full-time job.
Absolutely.
And it was that. So basically, it was like kind of trying to make sure, because also I've got my third kid, so with three children, it's not
Hands
obvious
full.
at all.
Hands
Yeah,
full.
exactly. Yeah. So basically, it was like really in that pause, finding this balance. And especially, Monica, when, okay, you have this monotonous, let's say, job, and it's like, kind of, what to do every day, and you go, you do your part, you go back to your family. But for me, in this pause, especially after, let's say my careers, stopped, and I had to redo everything from scratch. Like literally, I was doing things from scratch, machine learning, for instance, or all of this stuff. It was very new to me. I have zero idea about research in the first place. What does it mean writing a research paper? I have no idea, about also improving my English. I had very basic English level, and I knew also I had to work on my language, speaking plus writing. It should be a very decent way of writing, because in PhD, I know that, the writing should be, there is a minimum, let's say,
Yeah,
the reviewers and everything. So all of this stuff, plus my third kid was 3 years old. Even, my elder ones, they were kind of teenagers. They need help in school and all of this stuff. And imagine. And again, I was abroad. No mom, no parents or sisters to help. So yeah, all of this was a bit, to me, was too hard, I guess, to any person on earth. But, Monica, to me, all of this is acceptable and affordable to me, and not being still and doing nothing. Nothing, in a sense, not progressing in my career, because actually at some point I was, okay, Karima, I said it to myself, okay, you're done. It seems that your career is done. You have to accept that. So stop this, freaking out, and just focus on your family, your kids, and that's it. And you're done, but I couldn't. There is this voice from inside, which is really, eating me from inside, telling me, no, Karima, you are more than that, This doesn't mean that, being a mother is not enough, but it depends on the person. To me, a mother is one of the, let's say,
one part. This one role that you are doing. Mother is one role, and you also have another roles to play. So why just play one role? That is what I also believe.
Yes,
you can play other roles also, and equally well. We can play all the roles equally well. And what I really want to appreciate here is, Karima, that people will be in that stage, like the way you were. You had kids, you were doing a job, and things were moving quite smoothly. Though you were fired from one job, but you could have gotten the same kind of a similar job. Probably you would have got somewhere else also, and you would have continued in the same way, going, taking care of the children, and your children would have grown up in a way where they would have had their mother, not study wali mother, but a mother who is also working and all that. and it would have been a kind of a life which is little smoother. Like,
Yes.
but yeah, you would have been a kind of a person who is just there. It is not going up, but it is just in that straight linear way, you would have been there. But then you chose to do something where your evolution as a person also is happening, because you learned a different language. You had different dynamics at home now, because you are also studying, children are also studying, so the dynamics at home has changed. And in a way, even children start to become more independent. When you
Yes.
are such kind of a mother, the children become more independent, and also you become an inspiration to so many women now. So kudos to that.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So
Amazing.
this is what, yeah. So this is actually one lesson, like, life, like put us sometimes, this is what I believe in, Monica, like to put us in some very tough and difficult situations. And there you have two options. Either to play this victimized, let's say, victimization, let's say, role of saying why it happened to me, why this, why, and you stay there. And I did do it for a while, but this is the second option, that now I want every person, women and men, and who will watch this this video. The second option is saying the following: this
Yeah.
lesson happened for a reason. So I want to know what's this reason. To me today, I believe that any situation we go through is there to learn us, to help us, let's say, learn something. And the day you just, start believing in that, okay, it happened, so what lesson should I get from there? And now comes, tons of lessons. And one of them you already said to me: if I didn't pick the second option of accepting the situation and, okay, Karima, okay, what can I do with it? I would never improve my language, as I told you. I would never improve my mindset. Now, today, I'm already helping other people improving theirs. I would never evolve in such exponential way. I didn't tell you I'm reading a lot. I love reading, but I couldn't find time. But back to that time, I was maybe reading a book a year. Today, I'm reading like 3 or 4 books a month. The question is, how I could find this time, but I found it because it's a matter of way of thinking,
Absolutely,
So it
absolutely.
needs that.
Actually, so this is so wonderful. So that is why now we want to ask you, Karima, is that post the pause. This was the kind of a pause you had, and you really, in that pause, you really evolved yourself. You reflected, and you took the second option, which, as in your own words, you picked the second option, which was to go on a path which was not much followed path. It is a different kind of a path. You started to go on that path, and now post the pause, now that pause is over and you are always in that go situation now. So how are you now going about in dealing with everything, and how are you being a coach and a mother and a researcher and a wife and so on and so forth?
Yeah, so this is my one of my main keys in life. Monica, life is about finding the right balance. You should never like give yourself too much into something or too much into the other. So to me, it's about finding this balance, which is unique to each one of us. When I say here balance, it's not about really giving 50-50 or like, with a pen and, okay, let's give this percentage. No. It's really something that you learn with yourself, by yourself. It's like, to me today, for instance, my family, it's like, sometimes I write it down. Okay, so in a sense, okay, these are the big, let's say, goals, let's call them, projects in my life. So this is my PhD. And to me, it's very important sometimes to write down, like literally to take a paper and a pen and just write down, where are you today?
Yeah,
Where you want to go? Like, in a
absolutely.
sense, I know that things can change in the way, but like, okay, what do I want? So to me, for instance, I have this PhD project. I call it project. By itself, I know it needs full time, but okay, I know more or less what should I do. I have this, what I do as coaching, you know, and of course, my family, and don't forget myself. Because before that, and this is the things, by the way, Monica, I learned after this big event in my life, but because before I never thought about me. I was always last in the list, you know. It was always about giving in my work. And maybe to me today, I know it was kind of a lesson sent from universe telling me you gave a lot. And then, okay, you got fired. I'm sure about it. Like today, I am sure about this lesson, you know.
In spite of giving, we get fired.
Exactly, because because it was at the expense of me, of my health, of my like psychological health, all of it. I remember like I was very like just giving, and it's good to give us, of course, but not at the expense of yourself.
Absolutely.
So these, let's say now it's kind of 4 main things which I try my best. I won't say like I'm always perfect, or it's always about, you know, like perfect in all of these things, but I'm trying my best. I'm still working progress, but I feel, you know, I'm like at least conscious about when I give much to this thing, not to that. Karima, now remember your me time. Karima, be careful. Your children needs a bit from, you see, Monica, but I'm aware. This is, to me, very important.
Absolutely. This is mindfulness. That is what I also profess in my programs, that we have to be mindful of everything. So very beautiful point which you brought about here, I would like to highlight again, is about the balance. So balance is not about 50-50. Balance is about giving 100% to whatever we are doing. That is actual balance. It is never that I give 50% here and 50, then it is not balance. You are giving half of what actually has to be given. So when you are balancing, it has to be, you have to give your full to every role that you are playing in every day. So that is very, very important. So that is why balance is all about giving our 100% to whatever we are doing, right? Absolutely. So this is one thing which I am taking as a learning from your life also, that your me time is very, very important. And when you had given everything, you were giving your 100% to that per people, you were just giving, but you were not giving to yourself.
Absolutely.
And that is why you were actually fired too, so that you could take that pause, because we keep running. And unless the circumstances give us that kind of a pause, we are not able to reflect on our own lives, that what is happening. So that is what I am taking away from your life, Karima. So wonderful that you were here. And I would like you to now give a message to our audience from your life.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. So basically, like, you know, the messages, I have many of them. And let me say something. So today, to any women or to any man or whoever who really, you know, has some, let's say, dreams or aspirations, some, you know, every one of us, you know, if we are a human being, you know, we are here to achieve, to succeed, to do a lot of things. But I know, like, you know, many, you know, the wishes like are there, but few of these people choose, let's say, to do the thing, you know, to start a new career, let's say after some event, to go back to school, to even, you know, get engaged. And, you know, I know many people now, they're afraid to have, let's say, to be engaged in a family or to have kids, because they are, let's say, afraid of losing a job or doing, you know, don't staying in the same level in studies or in work or whatever. And to me, like this, it is so something I really like and I am applying to my life every day, is like, there is no perfect time, Monica, to start. Absolutely. There would never be a perfect time to start your own business, to start, let's say, your YouTube channel, to be active online, or a perfect time to start a new career, or maybe today your career is not really, you don't like what you do and you think about doing something else. It will never be this perfect, let's say, situation, perfect time. So don't wait.
Yes.
So live like today is your last day. So start, and this is what I really want to convey as a message. Start today with what you have, with these small things. To me, I always say to my coaches, the day you start searching for, your skills, what you can do, good in life, like this it's about really research starts from knowing ourselves well. Ideas will come, even people will show up, things. I'm not saying it's easy. So this is something I want really to mention. It's not easy. It has never been easy for me, like to start, to restart, to find this balance. But at the same time, I was acting, I was doing my best with what I have. And from there, you can evolve. From there, you can improve. But if you just stay in your place, you would never. So and here, try. And this is, to me, is really a key in life.
Wonderful. So wonderful. As what I get it is, we have not to wait for perfection. We have to just progress. That is what I always say. Progress over perfection. As you progress, you will reach that, because everything is not perfect at all. We are in our imperfect world. And I believe that uncertainty is the best thing to have. When we have uncertainty, we grow. So it is okay to be imperfect. It is fine. Thank you so much, Karima. This was really lovely message. So any audience who is there now, who's going to listen to this video, all the women out there, if you are in this pause and you want to go all out to fulfill your unfulfilled dreams, you can do it. Believe that you can do, and you can start right now. And you can make that start by coming to the Pause Talk. You can come and share your story here. You can DM me, contact me, and I will reach out to you, and we can be together here on Pause Talk. This was wonderful. Thank you once again, Karima, for bringing out this beautiful story of yours and sparing your time for Pause Talk. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.